Heartbreaking news this evening involving a former Trinity football star. Sports anchor Dusty Baker joins us now with the very latest on Rondale Moore.
Yeah, Myra, of course, tragic news indeed for the former Trinity stars. You mentioned Rondale Moore, a Purdue star as well and NFL wide receiver, has died at the age of 25 years old. His cause of death is currently under investigation per the Floyd County Coroner's Office, with an autopsy scheduled as well. Moore was born in New Albany. He attended New Albany High School before making his presence known as a star at Trinity, winning state titles in 2016 and 2017. He was named the 2017 Kentucky Gatorade Player of the Year and also won the Paul Hornung Award. He would then take his talents to Purdue, and after a legendary career with the Boilermakers, was drafted in the second round of the NFL draft in 2021 by the Arizona Cardinals. He also had stints with the Falcons and most recently with the Minnesota Vikings. Moore, of course, played for Jeff Brom at Purdue, who released a statement today saying Rondale Moore was a complete joy to coach, the ultimate competitor that wouldn't back down from any challenge. Rondale had a work ethic unmatched by anyone, a great teammate that would come through in any situation. We all love Rondale. We loved his smile and competitive edge that always wanted to please everyone he came in contact with. We offer all of our thoughts and prayers to Rondale and his family. We love him very much. Those were the words of Jeff Brom, his former player, Rondale Moore, dead at 25.